and all that kind of thing. You know how important it is. So my dad, tell me what you think about these guys, because you tell me. I want you to tell them.
Been around this game a long time. Been around a lot of games like you've played today. When all the adversity that could come to a team came to you today, and you rose up like the champions that you are. Who's got it better than us?
Jack Harbaugh with the family chant that dates back to when John and Jim were little kids, and the Ravens now feeling like little kids, giddy at 11-2, and the best team in the NFL, clearly the best team in the AFC. So it's fill in the blank time, Chris Sims, on this Tuesday edition of PFT Live.
Yeah.
After the Baltimore Ravens, the blank are the best team in the AFC.
Whoa, man, that is a tough one because there's no clear-cut second. That's for sure. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. I am. I think what I've seen from their defense the last 3 weeks, the coaching on that side of the ball, Steve Spagnuolo, creative, willing to do things outside the box, and then the offensive weapons that they have in Kansas City with a special quarterback and a special play caller and Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. I'm going to make them the second. I don't feel really, really confident about that, but I think right now that's where they stand for me.
Right now is the key.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right.
Right now, it's the Tennessee Titans.
Ooh.
Right now, the Titans are the second best team in the AFC beyond. They are. Look, Ryan Tannehill is playing at a level we've never seen from him before.
Right.
Derrick Henry is getting it done in a contract year. The defense is good. Mike Vrabel's a great coach. Right now, at this moment, the Titans are the team that you don't want to play in the AFC. I thought it was the Steelers, but the difference is
about them.
Mike Vrabel and Mike Tomlin are both able to get more out of what they have. Vrabel has more than what Tomlin has.
He does.
And Vrabel's got a lot more right now, all due respect, than what Tomlin has. So I say the Titans right now are the second best team behind the Ravens. And the Titans could be that disruptor, right? They could be that team that comes in and just really screws things up in the AFC. And I kind of like that. I want some chaos. And they've got 2 of their final 3 games against the Texans. They can still win the division. And if they win those 2 games against the Texans, they will win the division. And they're 6 out of 7. And Ryan Tannehill's been great ever since he became the starter. And I do think I really do. I don't know where they're going to land in the power rankings they're going to be doing after the show today. But the Titans, to me, are right now the second best team in the AFC.
I don't think you're crazy for that. They're certainly dangerous, and they're one of the hottest teams in football. There's no denying that. I guess they're just, when it comes down to it, and you give me a one-game situation, I just feel a little bit better about Kansas City, but it is very close. And Pittsburgh was the other team I thought about there as well. I thought about Buffalo, too. It's tough pickings in the AFC in general, where to go right now. And then, of course, New England, we all have faith that they might get this straightened out a little bit on the offensive side of the ball to a degree. I think I've seen enough from New England's offense now to know now they're not going to ever get it straightened out this year. They might be a little bit better, but it's never going to be anything special or what we know to be in New England.
Next topic, the team that needs home field advantage in the playoffs the most is?
Well, this is a good one, and I think I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. If I had to pick one team, all right, that's realistically in that conversation right now. Like, come on, I'm not going to pick, like, the Philadelphia Eagles or, something like that. No, I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. I think the Green Bay Packers are one of the most unimpressive 10-3 teams I've seen. Defense not good, offense spotty. They got a quarterback that makes us believe, and I just don't think there's any way they can go on the road to New Orleans, San Francisco, and Seattle, whatever order it might need to be to win 2 in a row, that they could do that. I think their chances would greatly improve if they were at home in some bad weather environment, stuff like that, where it's 15 degrees and maybe snow flurries. Then I go, whoa, Green Bay could be tough to beat up there that time of the year.
I think it's the 49ers, because with home field advantage comes the bye week, and they had the very early bye. They need to have that extra time to get themselves right, to plan, right, to have Kyle Shanahan, the mastermind, come up with the game plan specific to the opponent they'll be facing in the divisional round, to not have to go to Seattle, to not have to go to New Orleans. That's the key. It isn't about forcing teams to come to some great home field advantage that the 49ers have, although it's a lot better than it used to be when they had all those traffic problems in Santa Clara. Isn't it funny how the traffic problems in Santa Clara go down as the team improves in performance? But there were never any traffic. That was never the reason was the team wasn't any good. Now the team is good and people show up. I think you'd rather get that extra week off. You need that week off, and you don't want to go to New Orleans again. You don't want to go to Seattle and play in a single elimination setting. You want to force those teams to come to you.
Are you saying a first-round bye or home field advantage here? That's what we're talking about, home field advantage.
Well, we're saying home field advantage.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I mean, you're saying for any given game?
No,
I'm just saying
we're talking about, I could say, well, then, they could be the second seed and not have home field advantage and have the first game at home, and then they have to go on the road for one game. I don't think that's that bad. I think the question may not have been as specifically written as it could have or should have been. We're both implying home field advantage throughout the playoffs, right?
Not just in any one game. The one seed, I still think. Look, I think the 49ers need it the most because of where they'd have to play and who they'd have to play if they have to leave their home stadium. Because I think the advantage, especially in a playoff atmosphere, is much greater in New Orleans and Seattle than it is in San Francisco.
I agree with that, but, I mean, they just proved to us that they could win in New Orleans on the road.
Not in a playoff game.
Okay.
Not in a playoff game.
New Orleans ain't that dangerous in the playoffs either. They lost once and almost lost twice last year. They could have lost to the Eagles. So I'm just trying to give you crap and make you not feel great about your pick. That's all.
The blank or the team that's in the playoffs right now that won't make the postseason. There's nobody right now. I'm riding with the NFC, and as I sit here and look at the AFC, if I have to pick one team, I'm going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think there's a very real chance that they lose to the Buffalo Bills this weekend in a tight, close football game there. And then you mentioned the Tennessee Titans earlier, who are playing really good football. That to me, it's between Pittsburgh and maybe Houston there in that conversation that I would go to. But right now, I'll say the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got, Buffalo this weekend, and who am I missing? They still got one more. Oh, they still got one more tough game on the schedule. Well, they got Baltimore, who could be playing for something, who could not be. So we'll see where that goes. Even if the Ravens aren't playing for something, you play to knock the Steelers out. You don't want the Steelers. And this is a common theme that I come back with every year. If you're a great team in a given year, the last team you want to face in the playoffs is a team from your division, because that team isn't intimidated by the fact that you're great this year, because they play you twice a year, every year. They're not freaked out by coming into your stadium. They know all the ins and outs. They know the city. They know the routine. You do not want a team that is less uncomfortable coming into your building, and there's no team that's going to be less uncomfortable or more comfortable, whatever the case may be, than somebody from your division. I gotta mention the Vikings in this category, because we've seen this movie before. Even though Kirk Cousins has played well this year and he's been phenomenal since that meltdown in Chicago that had Adam Thielen call him out, and then Cousins apologized to Thielen. Boy, it feels like it was a long time ago. And it was, from the standpoint of how Cousins has performed since then. But this is his opportunity to close the deal. And the Rams are right there. They go to L.A. this week to play the Chargers. And, the Chargers are better than their record suggests. The Chargers blew the Jaguars off the field on Sunday. And the Vikings we've seen are prone to stepping in a pothole at the worst possible time. And after the Chargers, they've got home games back-to-back against the Packers and the Bears. I think they need to run the table to feel good about their shot. And we'll see.
Yeah,
but I can see the Rams. The way the Rams are playing right now, I can see the Rams leapfrogging the Vikings and stealing the 6th seed.
Yeah, I hear you. The Rams seem like they got it back on track and certainly dangerous, and got Dallas this week, which will be a tough one. But, yeah, I mean, that was a good question, because the AFC – Houston and Tennessee, the way they play each other twice, of course, that's just obvious right there with those two. Pittsburgh and Buffalo playing each other this week. And then, of course, Buffalo's got to play New England. So New England will still be playing for something at that point. That's scary there. I mean, those three teams are all in danger of maybe not making it into the AFC playoffs right now. So that's going to be fun to watch the last 3 weeks of the season.
All right, one more.
Yeah.
Blank is the most dangerous quarterback in the NFC right now.
Oh, blank is the most dangerous quarterback in the NFC right now.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I said.
I'm talking to myself, okay? I think I'm still going to ride with Russell Wilson on that conversation. I'm not going to let myself be a prisoner of the moment just because they laid an egg offensively last week against the Los Angeles Rams. I still think he's a phenomenal football player. He's still, in the top 3 in the MVP conversation, if not still in the top 2. And his ability to extend plays, his accuracy with deep balls, things like that, I still think he's the most dangerous guy in the NFC. As far as the relevant teams, yes, I definitely do.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers. Chris Sims doesn't believe that you're the most dangerous quarterback in the NFC right now, even though you've carried your team most of the year.
Right. I just don't know.
Please make me the president of your fan club.
That's not
I'd say it's Aaron Rodgers. I'm telling you, it's Aaron Rodgers right now. Russell Wilson's the MVP candidate. Jared Goff kind of dusted off some of the memories of 2017 and 2018. But the one guy I don't want to deal with now, and especially not in the playoffs, is Aaron Rodgers, because he's been there. He's done that. He knows how to make the big throws in the big moments. Aaron Rodgers is the most dangerous quarterback in my mind in the NFC right now.
Always dangerous. You're not going to hear much different.
Don't try. It's too late for you to. It's too late for you to clean up your mess.
I was going to tell you why I'm not going to change too. I mean, listen, I think the world of Aaron Rodgers, and he's still very, very special. But I guess the thing that makes me put Russell Wilson over it is that just the weapons at his disposal are just a little more dangerous that way. That's really what gave me the tiebreaker when I thought of Lockett and Moore and, of course, DK Metcalf and Josh Gordon. That added to my answer.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we return, drama with Odell Beckham Jr. in Cleveland. Coach Freddie Kitchens says he knows